With us knowing that the Activision Blizzard deal is now closed and they are officially a part of the Xbox family, does this mean that Xbox and Microsoft in gaming has surpassed Sony and their PlayStation 5 console? And will they continue to bring the pressure to Sony, PlayStation, and even Nintendo? Let's get into everything that we think the future might hold for Xbox and gaming in general, because honestly, this is the most competitive console generation and gaming generation we've ever seen. So let's get into this. Alright, so you know the drill. If you like the video, hit that subscribe button and that like button. And if you want to be notified on future content, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. All the support is greatly appreciated. Okay, so I know a lot of people are going to jump into this video thinking, how in the world is Xbox surpassing PlayStation? They don't even make as much money and blah, blah, blah. And they're going to talk about revenue and sales and all kinds of stuff that, to be quite honest with you, gamers don't really care about. I'm not in here counting sale numbers. I'm not in here counting revenue. What I'm in here talking about is, what does this mean with the Activision Blizzard deal? And of course, Xbox acquiring them. What does that mean for the future of gaming? What does it mean for Sony? Where are they going to look to expand? And how and what kind of opportunity does Xbox have in front of them? Because let's be real, this is one of the biggest things in tech we've ever seen. This deal surpasses so many other tech industry buyouts that it's kind of ridiculous. It's why it took 20 months, nearly 2 years, to get this thing through regulatory hurdles. And of course, people trying to stop this acquisition. You know, people like Jim Ryan, you know, former CEO, or I guess he's just going to be CEO until April, of Sony Interactive Entertainment. And I want to get into a couple of articles talking about what Xbox has stored for the future. Like, are they going to start talking to the fans soon? Start giving us a couple of updates, which to me, they already have. They said they'll give us updates in the next few months. I'm sure something this big is going to take a little while for them to kind of wrap their heads around, and also what they want to say publicly, because this is a huge community coming together. And I'm talking about Activision Blizzard King and Xbox and Bethesda all working together now to make more games and put them on a platform that everybody loves, which is Xbox Game Pass. Well, what does that mean for Xbox in general? Now, I know a lot of people are going to be looking at the mobile gaming, and I have to admit, yeah, it's probably their biggest thing that they were looking at buying this and PC. They are going to be jumping on mobile gaming like crazy. I mean, this is the real reason Microsoft wanted to buy Activision, and that's what this article says right here. Mobile opportunity. This is the real reason Microsoft wanted to buy Activision. Despite the UK regulator CMA crying and whining about the so-called cloud gaming market, which barely exists by most metrics, the deal was really all about mobile gaming. Apple and Google enjoy a nasty duopoly over mobile computing platforms. Google's Android, at the very least, doesn't block competing stores from appearing on Android devices, although it's not like it makes it easy for users. Apple, however, is far more draconian with its approach. It expects developers to pay up to 30% of their income through the App Store, while also forcing them to never advertise alternative payment methods for the privilege of existing on their borderline Western monopoly. Now, I do have to say that this is one of the big reasons why Microsoft wanted to do this. I believe a couple people from Microsoft that were higher up, even Bill Gates, said one of the worst things they didn't do is go into mobile and work on Android, that they have the software behind it. Everything about it is there, that they are a software company and they should have done that. So I see this as kind of like a Trojan horse for Microsoft to get into the mobile gaming. And to be quite honest, I don't really care about that. I know that sounds harsh to say, but I just don't care about mobile gaming. Sure, I could play a couple games here and there, but it's barely even 0.01% of my gaming. If I want to be mobile, I'll take my ROG Ally or my Steam Deck, and then I can play AAA games on the go. What I care about is what this means for Xbox, the platform itself. And that's what this article goes into right here. For Xbox, the work is just beginning. The benefits for Xbox gamers are obvious. We'll get titles like Diablo 4 and Call of Duty in Xbox Game Pass, potentially starting as soon as 2024. We're going to get tons of Activision back catalog games into Xbox Game Pass too, perhaps including titles like Crash Bandicoot and Sekiro. Microsoft has also expressed interest in dormant franchises like StarCraft and Guitar Hero. Call of Duty marketing should revert to Xbox too, like in the Xbox 360 days, with games like World of Warcraft potentially hitting consoles for the very first time. Beyond Activision, Microsoft has also been working hard to make Xbox more competitive. Previous studio acquisitions like Bethesda have started to bear fruit with Starfield and the slate of upcoming Xbox games. Microsoft showed off at its June event was also incredibly exciting. From the business side, Microsoft's mobile efforts could be incredibly exciting too, given its platform-exclusive casual gameplay content that ties into the Xbox social graph for achievements and the like. Microsoft had this during the Windows Phone days, but today's mobile phones offer near console quality experiences and are getting better all the time. Without Apple and Google taking a 30% cut, we could start to see more native ports of suitable games hit iOS and Android in the future too. Despite all the opportunities, fans of these franchises, developers, and teams all need to continue to hold Microsoft to account. Many of us support the deal despite warnings from detractors about how things could go wrong. Microsoft needs to ensure they don't get proven right. And I have to agree completely. While we talked about the mobile side, that's great. What I'm looking at is the console and PC side, mainly the PC side. I've said this multiple times. This whole thing was about mobile and PC, and you can interchange which one was more important. To me, it was PC because they really wanted to get that going first and foremost, and it's going to be their medium thing that they can hit, kind of get it in the next few years and break that market and get people on the Xbox platform, or at least get people on Xbox Game Pass PC, and then of course a long-term plan would be mobile gaming. But I digress. I have to say that getting these franchises is going to be massive for them because right now they did buy Bethesda and they have insane franchises that people love, like Elder Scrolls, Doom, Wolfenstein, Fallout, you name it, they have it. So they have some nostalgia there. And then you look on the Xbox side and they have Halo, Gears of War, Forza, Sea of Thieves, franchises that people really love and are enjoying. But now they even get Call of Duty, StarCraft, World of Warcraft, Warcraft, you name it, they have it. I mean, this is kind of big, and people aren't wrapping their heads around what does this mean for PlayStation? Because let's be honest, while PlayStation has amazing franchises, God of War is still to this day one of my favorite, if not my favorite gaming franchise I've ever played next to StarCraft and Gears of War. I love it, and I will always play it no matter what. But I do have to say that Xbox is starting to infringe on these franchises. They have big names, big franchises that are recognizable to people in the general audience, which is the people that matter the most. I know people watching my videos. I know people that go to our podcasts. They are all the hardcore. You guys are all hardcore gamers. You love gaming. You love keeping up with the news. You love playing every single game because it's just what we do. We enjoy the hobby. Yet a lot of casual people don't do it as hard as us. They don't do that. So when you get a game like Guitar Hero and Call of Duty and all these big franchises, including World of Warcraft, you're going to stand out because Xbox's moniker is going to be attached to that. Xbox is going to be known for big franchises like Diablo 4 and like Call of Duty and StarCraft and you name it, Overwatch. I mean, Overwatch is a big one. And all of these things have one thing that Sony just doesn't have, which is multiplayer-centric games as a service. Yes, you heard me. Diablo, games as a service, and people love it. It's multiplayer, co-op. Same with World of Warcraft. Same with Overwatch. Same with Call of Duty. Every single game that Activision and Blizzard made had multiplayer components to it. I'll be honest, if Sony bought them, they would have solved all their multiplayer issues that we've talked about instantaneously. But they don't, and they haven't. And this is why they're talking about bringing out 25 or 12 games as a service games by 2025. That's what they tried to do because they need their software to work for them. They need their platform to work for them. They need to get more money through microtransactions and games as a service games to keep things viable. Now, I know everybody loves their first-party games. Spider-Man, God of War, Days Gone, Horizon Zero Dawn, all those games are great. But they're not sustainable in the long run. You can make those games. You can have it bring people over to your platform. I get that. But you are going to need something else to make your platform viable and bring in generated revenue. And I'm not talking about sales numbers. I'm not talking about all this other stuff. I'm talking about just sustainability. We've seen a lot of people within the executives talk about this, that they need to bring in more money to make better games and make bigger games and keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. And that's what Microsoft has done. They've gone out there, they've acquired a lot of talent, and they're making games tenfold. They're going to bring out so much stuff, it's going to be insane. I mean, next year you can see the lineup. It's out there. The whole event that they had, they're going to bring out at least 3 to 4 big AAA games every single year, if not more, especially since Bethesda and Activision Blizzard and the Xbox studios are going to start getting into groove of bringing out these games. And I'll be honest, I don't think it's going to start going into a groove until about 2025, 2026, where we're going to see these 4 to 5 big AAA games every year, every quarter coming out into Game Pass. Sony's going to have a hard time matching that. Now, I know they've bought Bungie. Now, I know they have a couple of studios under their belts that have a lot of respect. And sure, maybe they go a little bit different and go the award route where they make big games that are freaking loved by everybody and they go for Game of the Years. But I gotta say, I don't think that's what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna adjust because right now, Xbox is surpassing Sony in one major thing: co-op and multiplayer games. And so I want to know what you think they can do. Is Xbox going to just run away with it? Are they going to dominate the multiplayer and co-op aspect of gaming? Or is Sony going to start making some of these multiplayer co-op games into their first party and adjust what they're doing? Because let's be real, there's reports out there talking about a lot of developers were mad at Jim Ryan's vision because they had to adjust the type of games they made into multiplayer games instead of single player. Do you think that's going to hurt them in the long run? Or do you think that's something they have to do, and this Activision Blizzard acquisition just made it that much harder for Sony? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support us about the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter, @Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamer tag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I've been jumping into Jedi Survivor. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat it before Spider-Man 2 comes out, because I do have to say that Jedi is a pretty massive game. I love it. I have over, I think, 30 hours in it, and I'm still, I think, only halfway through. I'm doing everything in the game because I love the franchise. I love the world. They made a fantastic game that should be considered for Game of the Year. I don't care what anybody says. It is just a really well done game, especially since the new patch came out. Sure, it took a few months, but overall, I'm loving every single second of it. And then starting this week, I am going to be jumping into Spider-Man 2. I cannot wait. It's probably one of my most anticipated games of the year, if not the last several years, because I just love that Spider-Man game. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see the new stuff, the story, the villains, everything, the little Easter eggs. I'm going to soak that all up, and I'm going to just be sitting there vegging out playing that game because that's just what I do. I love Spider-Man games. But let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something on your Xbox, your PC, your PlayStation 5, your Switch, your ROG Ally, or even your Steam Deck? Let me know what you're playing, because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.